Good morning. Welcome to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis. We got your HCC news and information for the next half hour. Good to have you with us, joining us this Monday morning. It's Music Monday, and we'd like to kick things off with a little ditty called What the Heck Happened to Our Weekend? Where'd it go? It just poof, it was gone. But hey, we're back on a Monday morning. Good to have you here. If you don't catch our show live, of course, you're watching it now live on Facebook and YouTube, and we appreciate that. You can always watch us on HCCTV, noon and 5 p.m., Mondays through Fridays. Catch the rebroadcast of the show. We're across all social media. Dr. Tony Rayo-Sutherland is here, and she's going to tell you how you can find us in social media. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning. Absolutely. Look for Houston Community College District, not just HCC. Go for Houston Community College District on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, and on Twitter, and you will find us.
The Twitter. That's right. You'll find us.
The Twitter.
Yeah. All right, Tony, you're going to be doing an interview in a few minutes. In fact, you'll be speaking with this next guest, Dr. Nick Rangel. He is the director of the Honors College for HCC Central and advisor for the Omega Sigma chapter of PTK. Good morning to you, Nick. How are you?
Oh, great. How are you, Todd?
Doing really well. We're looking forward to understanding you guys got something published just recently. So you're going to tell us all about that. So we're looking forward to hearing from you. Stick around, grab a cup of coffee. We'll be with you very shortly.
Outstanding.
All right, we're going to kick things off. It is Music Monday. And of course, our next guest, we were talking the blues. Where did our weekend go? Somebody has written a blues song about the weekend just vanishing. We've got Keeshea Pratt. She's with the Keeshea Pratt Band, and she's the winner of the International Blues Challenge. She's got the blues, maybe not this Monday morning. Good morning to you, Keeshea. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning.
There you go. How's it going?
It's going great. Great Monday morning.
Well, it's good to see you with us. And from what I understand in your background, now you're originally from Mississippi. You're in
Correct.
Texas now. Do you call Texas your home?
Yes, Texas is home for me.
So tell us a bit about your journey from Mississippi here.
So my journey from Mississippi, actually I had another baby after about 9 years that I didn't know was coming. And I stopped singing and I was at home, a stay-at-home mom. And my husband at the time got a job to come to coach college football at Texas Southern University.
Oh, wow. There you go.
And I was excited about it. I was like, I get to leave. And we made the transition and it's been nonstop ever since. Got here, fell in love with the city, fell in love with the people. And now I'm a Houstonian.
You're from Jackson, Mississippi, that you're originally from there. How did you get attracted to the blues? There's got to be a story. Were you raised in a musical family? Was there gospel roots? What happened there?
So I was raised in a musical family. Everyone either played instruments or they were singers. Of course, I raised in a church, so gospel is actually my foundation. But we also heard blues on Saturday mornings when it was time to clean up. Yeah.
And
definitely.
When did you get the urge to start singing the blues? Obviously, before you were a mom or a second time a mom, did you were you singing in bands then?
I was. I started in 2000. I want to say 2003, maybe. I started singing with my uncle's band every now and then at a hotel. And that was just for fun, something he just needed me to come and do a couple of numbers and I would go and do a couple of numbers. And then I I took a job at Jackson State University and my cousin worked for the president of the university and they needed some entertainment. And so my cousin called me, he said, look, I don't have but 5 minutes to get a band together. So I really need you to do this for me. And so I did the event for the president and he booked us again. And I was just like, no, I'm good. I was just doing this one time. And it just kept going and kept going and kept going. And then the hotels started calling for me to come and do, happy hour. Then some of the major clubs in Jackson got with me and they started calling. So it was just like it was meant to be. And I was actually doing R&B and old school soul music. And then I would throw in some blues on my sets. So and it just progressed. It just kept going and kept going. And then I met a man by the name of Eddie Cotton. And Eddie Cotton is an international blues artist from Mississippi. And Coco Taylor had just passed away. And there was this big festival that they had in Jackson every year called Jubilee Jam. And he actually was the headliner, and they wanted him to bring a female in to do a tribute to Coco. And they had found a lady who was always singing around at all of our blues clubs. And of course, I don't know if you know of the 930 Blues Cafe, but it was an internationally known blues club where all the major hitters would come to Jackson and they would go to this club to perform. And she was a regular there. And he told them, he said, no. He said, I heard this young girl and her name is Keeshea. He said, y'all need to find her and bring her to me. So they brought me to him and he started talking to me. And I was like, look, I'm not really singing blues, but I love blues. And he said, young lady, you a blues singer. I said, are you sure? And he said, yes. So I did the event with him. And after the event, he sat me down and he talked to me. And he kind of opened my eyes up to what really propelled me into doing what I'm doing today. And so I really owe him, from my start.
And you've got a big event coming up this weekend.
Correct.
Festival that's going to be happening. But tell us, first off, is Houston a good market for the blues? I know years ago, I used to go to a club off Kirby called the Big Easy.
Correct, the Big Easy.
And I'd go there after I'd work on Saturday nights with the crew from the TV station I worked at. We'd all head over there and they'd have live bands. But is Houston, the market itself, beyond the Big Easy, which is very well known, is it a good market for seeing true blues artists?
It is. We have people like Trudy Lynn, Diuna Greenleaf. Anika Chambers used to be here, but she moved. But she comes home periodically to perform. Of course, you have me. You have people like Lowdown Brown and other blues artists who are here in the city that do perform in the city from time to time. Most of us travel a lot.
Right.
So it's very hard when you're traveling a lot to be home and perform. But I love performing here. I love it when I get to go to the Big Easy. I was actually at the Big Easy 2 weekends ago. Well, last weekend, we celebrated my birthday and we did a big show on the 15th. And it was really nice to be back and to be back out and to see people loving, what I do and loving the blues and enjoying themselves.
Do you think the crowds now, when you get out and see a live crowd, are enjoying it more than before the pandemic began?
Oh, certainly. Definitely. They are you can tell that the pandemic really did a number on people as far as music is concerned. And I'm talking about from the consumer, from the fans. Music, you never really realize how much of a difference you make doing what you do until like last weekend.
Yeah.
It was just nonstop dancing all night. I mean, it was just nonstop.
Well, you've had a number of accomplishments. The Blues Foundation crowned you the Queen of 2018 International Blues Challenge.
Yes, sir.
How was that? What was that like to get that honor?
It was amazing. It was humbling. I was really overwhelmed with gratitude. And I started thinking about all of the people who played a part in me being able to become the IBC winner. I thought about all of the hard work my manager and my producer put into it. And I remember him telling me, you can win this. You can win this. And I didn't have the confidence in myself to believe that I could do it. But he had enough confidence and he believed in me enough that we went there and we brought it back home.
You, this weekend, we mentioned it, the Willow Water Hole Music Festival is happening Saturday night.
Right.
HCC is one of the sponsors. We've been doing that for the past few years, working with them. Yeah, and so you're the headliner. So tell us what time's your show going to start? And I imagine people can get their tickets online, or how does that work?
I'm not sure about the tickets as far as that is concerned, but we do play 6 o'clock Saturday evening. So I would love for everyone to come out, and we're going to have a good time. We're definitely going to have a good time.
Well, the weather should be beautiful this weekend.
Right.
You should have a great time. 6 o'clock. Check out Keeshea Pratt with Keeshea Pratt Band playing at 6 p.m. at the Willow Water Hole Music Festival. If you want more information, we're going to have the link to the festival in our social media post. Keeshea, thank you for joining us this morning as our Music Monday guest. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right. Continued success to you. Okay. I'm going to turn things over to our own resident musician, Dr. Tony Reyes Sutherland. Tony, I know you've got another special guest you're going to be talking with.
Yes, I do. Dr. Nicholas Rangel. He's advisor for the Omega Sigma chapter of Phi Theta Kappa. Welcome to the show, Dr. Rangel.
Thank you, Dr. Reyes Sutherland.
Well, I understand that congratulations is in order for you and your students. You won an your group is an International Honor Society for 2-year colleges, but you just received a great award. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the most recent distinction we received is we were just published in this journal. This is the Civic Scholar. It is the journal for Phi Theta Kappa, which is the largest academic honor society in the United States. It is the International Honor Society for 2-year colleges. And our students were one of only, I believe it's 13 chapters out of nearly 1,800 in the country that were published in the available journal. So we're very happy with that work. And that was on top of an already spectacular year we had, where we received unprecedented success and a number of recognitions at both the international and state level.
Well, tell me a little bit about this this journal and what made your research or your students' research so unique.
So this one is interesting and it's extremely timely. So every year, the students, the officers that represent our organization are selected by the advisors, and they have to complete 2 major projects. One of them is the college project, where they do a service for the college at the behest of the administration. The second is an honors and action project. Annually, they receive a booklet with 6 different themes to choose from. The students choose a theme and then build a project around the theme. So this year's project, they wanted to look at vaccine hesitancy. So mind you, they were looking at this well before vaccines were widely available for COVID-19. So in this case, the study itself doesn't focus on that. It focuses on racial disparities and perceptions toward the flu and the HPV vaccines. So not COVID-19 per se, but some of the hesitancies that exist in terms of vaccinations for those are among the same hesitations that exist for the current vaccination issues.
Now, they did research just like professional researchers did, I'm assuming. Was this qualitative, quantitative? How did that work?
It's a little bit of both. So first, they wanted to measure in the community what the perceptions were. We happen to have the benefit of one of our officers actually working at a clinic. So they went in, they talked to individuals. And another goal, the Honors and Action Project, is that it's not solely research for research's sake, but the goal ultimately is to make the research available to the community. So they published not only the results, but they also engaged with the members of our chapter. So at any given time, our chapter of the Phi Theta Kappa organization, which is named Omega Sigma, I think we have somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,500 members. There are 200 who tend to be actively engaged over the course of a semester. And so they came to learn a little bit more about this. and the research foci.
That's wonderful. So it's great. It's great experience for the students. Now you got some great officers this year, and I know you want to get some new ones and new students in. Tell us a little bit about those officers.
Oh, okay. So we have 4 great young ladies representing us. We have Hannah Padilla, Aaliyah Walker, Madeline Huntington, and I told her I would mess up her name in public, but Ruba Ani. 3 of those students are actually also students here at the Honors College at HCC Central, where they work directly under me. Hannah has largely been involved in the online college, so this was a very good way for her to become more involved in the work of the institution. And that's why we're constantly trying to recruit new members. We're currently having our fall recruiting drive, where we have sent out invitations to all students who are eligible to join. Any student with the 3.5 GPA who has completed at least 12 cumulative hours at HCC was sent an invite. And I think they have until the end of May, it's typically May 31st, to register if they've received the invite. If any student believes they're eligible and they haven't received the invite, they're free to contact me and I can send them an invitation.
Excellent. So the requirements to join the club is what now?
To join the Honor Society, you have to have a 3.5 GPA and 12 hours. Your GPA can lower after you've joined, but to receive the initial invitation, you need a 3.5 GPA and 12 hours completed.
And then for the officers, are they elected by the students? How does that work?
So right now it's an interview, an application process. We typically make an application available to students, usually in the form of a Google document, and we send it out and we try to find those students who are interested, and then we select from among the students who've applied.
Very good. Now, you got some great advisors. You're one of them. Tell us about your advisors and what all do you do with the students? So
we work directly with a lot of them. So alongside me is Dr. Nicole Butehaina-Luoma, who is currently the chair of sociology. We also have Dr. Gisela Benny Abels, who is the former chair of the history department and actually one of the most decorated advisors in Phi Theta Kappa in the state of Texas. She's been doing it for longer than she often cares to admit, but everyone greatly respects her and she has a great deal of respect due. And all of us serve different roles. We have rotating roles as lead advisor. I'm currently in the role as lead advisor, but we all tend to do a little bit of everything. For example, during the summer, although only one person is officially recognized as an advisor over the summer, all 3 of us do the work continuously. That is interacting with the students. We have weekly meetings with the officers. We have monthly meetings with the general members of Phi Theta Kappa. And back in the pre-COVID world, it tended to involve more direct travel. We have now a lot of online conferences. I serve as a facilitator to a number of those conferences where I not only get the opportunity to work with our students, but I get to work with students from the other chapters across the country. And hopefully upcoming, we have, I believe it's in Aurora, Colorado, the International Catalyst Conference, and that may be our first in-person conference that we have the ability to attend. It's a good opportunity to recognize the students. They go and receive awards. It was a shame that we had probably our best year in a number of years and the students could receive their honors in person, but.
Well, and you said you did some traveling before. What kind of traveling?
So Phi Theta Kappa tends to have a number of events over the course of the semester. So over the summer, for instance, that's when the Phi Theta Kappa season begins. So we will have the International Leadership Conference, which was typically hosted at some 4-year institution. In past years, it's been at San Diego State, for instance. And then that's followed up with the Texas Honors Institute, which also was a travel opportunity. I don't think THI has ever been local, so we've always had to travel overnight for that. And then in October, we just got finished with the Texas Leadership Conference, which I just facilitated, not this weekend, but the weekend prior. And then in the spring, we're probably going to host a local workshop at HCC. It's very likely to be virtual. And in addition to that, there is the Texas Regional Conference. And then there is Catalyst, which is the International Conference for Phi Theta Kappa. That's the big one. It tends to be very, very well attended. In the past, say it's been in Kansas City. This upcoming year in Aurora, Colorado. we very much look forward to the possibility of traveling there.
Excellent. Well, now there's an induction ceremony coming up soon. Tell us a little bit about that.
So we want to recognize all of the students who've had the opportunity to join Phi Theta Kappa. So when you join, your level of participation is up to you, but we also like to provide you with a formal recognition in the form of an induction ceremony. When it was done in person, it was a good opportunity to bring in your family to see. Your family is still available to watch it via video if they'd like, but it's a good opportunity for us to directly interact with the students, to tell them about what they're achieving. There's actually a formal ceremony involving white roses. We can't do that virtually, but we do have a number of speakers, usually a keynote speaker, to talk about the students' accomplishments and just to recognize it. We want to recognize our students as much as we can to let them know how very much their academic achievements are appreciated and recognized.
So how many students are in your chapter right now? How many?
So I couldn't tell you the exact number. I can tell you because I just look at this and I look at the number every week. We have had this semester approximately 80 students join, and we're looking to every semester add at least 200. So hopefully, again, those who are watching this who are interested in joining and have the qualifications, go ahead and check your email. And if you haven't received your email, you can contact me. We're at 80 for the semester. We do typically average over 200 for the semester. And that's not necessarily even the same number of people who are actively involved, but we'd like to see as many of those students as possible.
That is wonderful. And it's so neat to hear about their awards and all the wonderful things that they have done. Thank you so much for being an advisor for them and leading these students. And also thank you for being on the show and telling us about it.
Thank you.
Well, this is Dr. Nicholas Rangel, advisor of the Omega Sigma chapter of Phi Theta Kappa. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Em.
All right. Thanks, Tony. We're going to get on to our HCC News and Announcements. HCC wins the STAR Award. The Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board has selected HCC as a 2021 STAR Award winner. As one of 10 finalists from 31 applicants, we have been recognized for outstanding efforts in ensuring the health, safety, and success for approaches in local partnerships. Just a few paraphrase highlights of its win for Houston Community College responds to Houston's need during the COVID-19 pandemic. We immediately shifted our delivery of education to an online format to ensure student success, completely redesigned the student services function to meet and serve our students safely wherever they are, and spearheaded the creation of community collaboration, including the H-Force, which brought together many organizations throughout the Houston area to produce PPE equipment for frontline workers and later to provide small support to small businesses. Many more examples were offered as reasons for the award. Check your emails for the full report, and congratulations to Houston Community College and everyone on the team who worked so hard during this pandemic and continue to do so. Okay, stress management. Well, you need it, you want it. We've got some information for you, Tony.
School and Life Juggling Act. We all do these juggling acts, but the HCC's counseling department is here to help you learn how to deal with that kind of stress. They've got tips to staying mentally healthy, stress management techniques, and self-care. It's today at 11 o'clock, which is not that long from now. So if you want to go, we've got the information in our post, but it's at 11 o'clock today. It's well worth it.
Another thing that's well worth it for you to check out, because this has become a problem. Drug and alcohol abuse during the pandemic is on the rise. HCC is having a Zoom meeting to inform you about this subject. It's 11 a.m. Wednesday, October 27th. Learn all about this. We'll have a post in our social media post after the show, so you can register for this. And there's a food drive going on as well, Tony.
Absolutely. HCC's psychology department, Psi Kappa and Psi Beta student organizations are organizing a food donation. There you can get bags for $5 or $7 at Kroger, HEB, Houston Food Bank. And when you do that, take a picture of yourself and then send it to us. And we have the information at the end of the show. So it just shows how wonderfully generous our students are. And that's going on now through December 5th.
All right. You probably heard about this during the pandemic because of COVID patients recovering. Respiratory therapy has been on the rise as far as professions in the respiratory therapy arena. Well, Coleman College for Health Sciences has a program that trains future techs in this program. They won awards for its outstanding coursework. And if you want to register for the respiratory therapy program, you can register now. Spring registration is opened up, and Coleman has a program, a cohort that is starting in spring, but you have to register today. Make sure you speak to an advisor first. We'll have an email address and a link in our social media post so you can get all the information there. IT training, that's also on the rise as well.
If you're looking for a certificate to pursue a career in information technology, look no further. We have it right here. We got flexible learning options, and just go to dit.ce at hccs.edu and you can get your training.
That's right. Send them an email, get information on it today. Okay, spring registration is now underway. That's right. It opened today. You can now register for spring 2022. Hard to believe, but yeah, you can now register for that at HCC. We have 5 ways for you to learn, including online courses, hybrid courses, which are online and in-person, and yes, in-person classes. You can take those courses on HCC campuses. They are encouraging social distancing. They're much smaller classes, and they're limited. Spaces are limited in them. So now's a time to register. If you want to register early. Go to hccs.edu/now for all your registration needs. Okay, tomorrow on the show, it's Tasty Tuesday.
And I can't wait. Top Chef Portland. It's a recently installment of the hit Bravo TV show. Sasha Grumman, I believe is how she pronounces it. She's just one of Houston's chefs on the show, and she has returned to make a lot of buzz for her Sasha's focaccia. Sounds good to me.
Yep, we'll learn how to make some focaccia on tomorrow's show. And later this week, our special guest will include another business plan competition winner, a Thursday virtual family fun guest, and the Menil collection, and our favorite just in time for Halloween, a local horror filmmaker. That should be cool. All that and more, coming up later on this week on Up to the Minute. All right, Tony, you'll be back tomorrow?
Yes. I will.
All of us will be back here tomorrow. Remember, you can catch us live at 10 a.m. on our live stream on Facebook Live and YouTube. Catch our rebroadcast at noon and 5 p.m. on HCCTV. We'll see you tomorrow.